It's the best time of the year again, spooky season. I just love this time of year. I love the month of October, and I just can't wait to do these Halloween specials. The first one I'm gonna do is The Conjuring, directed by James Wann. It's one of my favorite horror movies, so here we go. The Conjuring is directed by James Wann and stars Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. It tells the story of the Perron family who move into one of the most haunted places in America. The Warrens, paranormal investigators, come to help the family as the ghosts and paranormal entities become more and more violent and frequent to the inhabitants of the house. I'm a big fan of the Conjuring universe and of James Wann as a director. I think he is really great at what he does. He's one of my favorite horror directors and done great movies like the first Saw and the first two Conjuring movies, and I thought that he really directed the first Conjuring super well. The chilling atmosphere and the effective scares sets the film apart from all the other haunted house movies that we've had previously, all the haunted ghost movies. I think that The Conjuring really sets itself apart because of the way it's directed, and that's all because of James Wan. Without James Wan, I don't think that this movie would have been as successful as it was. The first Conjuring is an incredible movie. I think that the heart and soul of this film are the Warrens. They're just wonderful. Here, I love Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson in these roles. I think they're just an amazing couple, and you really care about them as the investigators. They are based on the real-life couple Ed and Lorraine Warren, who are real investigators. They hunted paranormal happenings like the Amityville Horror is one of the most famous cases that they investigated. Now, I'm not here telling you what to believe, whether or not like what really happened is true with them. Like, I know some people don't believe them, and I don't know personally what to believe, but I'm just saying that I think that Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga work super well together, and their chemistry is absolutely amazing. I think that it's the best part of these movies. The supporting cast, especially the parents, Lil Taylor and Ron Livingston, were really well casted, and I like how they are portrayed. They feel real to me, and I just like them as people. I think that they do good by their children. They love their children, and they're just honest people that are really living a horrible situation, and they just really can't get out of this situation because the house is haunted, but not only the house, but they are haunted as well. So like, they can leave, but it's not going to do much difference because like the demonic presence is attached to them as well. And plus, they just bought the house, so like, just selling it isn't really an option. They're just really stuck. The pacing of this film is really solid. There's never like a boring moment here. It's really scary. The thrills are really effective, and there are not really much jump scares as well, which is impressive here. There are not really jump scares. There's no silence and then a loud boom just to frighten people. There's none of that here. I think that all the scares are super effective and they're super well done. I am invested from the first scene, from the first opening scene, which is the Annabelle doll investigation. I just love this opening scene so much. I think it sets the tone for the rest of the movie, and it's really terrifying. Like, this doll looks super terrifying. It's actually a real doll, but of course, like, the look is different. And in the films, they sort of made it more terrifying, but I actually think that the original doll like looks just as scary as the one in the Conjuring universe. So there that is, but I really love this opening. It's really scary, and I like that all of these movies, they open with one of their paranormal cases. And the second film, it's with the Amityville horror. I just think that it's a great way to open these films. It sets the mood, and it really has you invested in Ed and Lorraine as well. So yeah, the Perrin family move into this house, and they soon realize that like it's not a normal house. There are paranormal things that's going on throughout this place. They discover like this basement that's not supposed to be there, and like the clocks all stop running at 3:07 a.m. Their dog is killed in the yard, and they discover like a bunch of stuff in their basement. Yeah, the mother is the first one to have her own encounter. Lily Taylor, who plays Caroline, she encounters for the first time the demon, who possesses her. The demon possesses her almost immediately. And the hide and clap scene is just absolutely a masterclass. It's really well done. I just love the hide and clap scene. It's terrifying, and I just so creepy, like the way it's shot, and it's just super well done. So the Perrin family, they soon decide that like they have no choice but to call the Warrens for help, and Caroline goes to see Vera, Farmiga, Lorraine, who agrees to go to their house, but like she's sick as well. She's sick at the same time, so there's a bit apprehensive at first, but they agree to help them to see what's going on, to see if there's are really things that are happening that are like supernatural. So Lorraine immediately feels the bad entities. She sees like all the crimes almost that happen at this house, and like there are a lot of things that happen there, and she is almost like taken aback, and she knows that like these people are in danger. Like there's few scenes here that really just had like my blood just run cold. Like there's in where the girls like they think they don't know what's really going on, and then like we see the demon on top of the wardrobe, and that is probably one of the best scenes in the entire film. It's super scary. And so and Lorraine, they bring in like some camera gear and some like equipment just to chase down the ghosts. They're doing their own Ghostbusters investigation, and I love this part of the film. I think it's super well done. And they are assisted by their associate Drew Thomas here in this film, and the cop at Hamilton. And I love these two characters because they're like super different, and they argue for like the entire film, but they eventually come to a sort of an understanding, a sort of agreement. And I just think that these two were really funny. They really worked well together in the film. So Caroline, she awakens with like bruises, and she is like dragged down in the basement by this evil entity. Like things are really not going well for Caroline, and she is completely possessed. She gets completely possessed by this evil entity. Now the Warrens, they investigate. Lorraine and Ed investigate this house together, and they soon realize that the house belonged to a witch named Bathsheba, who sacrificed her like 1 week old son to the devil, and she cursed like everyone who went to live on their land. And so like there's been death after death on her land, and that's why the house is like really haunted, and it's possessed by this evil witch who has now taken control of Caroline. So Ed is now forced to perform the exorcist himself, even though like he's not used to performing these types of rituals. So they tie Caroline to a chair, and they put holy water on her, and just reads verses from the Bible, but that doesn't seem to help. It actually is making things worse. And Caroline, she manages to escape. She kidnaps her youngest child, April, and so she's about to murder. She wants to murder April, but Lorraine manages to stop her. She stops her with the memory of her and her family on this beach, because earlier in the film, Caroline tells her Lorraine about this memory that she had, like this most beautiful memory, and this is what stops the demon. Ed is able to perform the exorcist because like Caroline is still there, is still present, and the demon hasn't won yet. So Ed sends the demon back to hell, and like the family is fine, everything is good. The supernatural entity is gone, and the Warrens have helped the Perron family. They're good now. And Lorraine, they bring back the music box, which is like a cursed item, and then they take it back to their own museum for safekeeping. Like, how scary would that museum be, man? Like, it's full of cursed objects. Like, why would you keep those in your home, like with your daughter in there? That just doesn't really make sense to me. But okay, I guess you have like a room full of cursed objects that like can harm you or like can possess you. So that's where this movie ends. I think that the movie is really a solid thrill ride. It's super scary. It's really entertaining. It's really well acted too. Like, all the actors do a great job in this film, and the demon is super well done as well. And James Wann directed the hell out of this movie, and I didn't think that The Conjuring 2 is even better. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on this Conjuring. Let me know what you think about this movie. Yeah, I'd give this movie an A-. I think it's a really solid movie. So let me know what you think about The Conjuring down in the comments below. And yeah, please like, subscribe, and see you next time. Bye.
Violet, we never seen nothing like this.
I'm coming with you.
No way. I can't lose you.
There's a lady in a dirty nightgown that I see in my dreams. She's standing in front of my mom's bed.
Do you want to see him?
Yeah.
When the music stops, you see him in the mirror standing behind you.